Yeah.
And as soon as I feel that, I hear this zzz to my left.
Oh my gosh.
And I look over, and there is a carpenter bee dripping. Next,
Because WD-40 doesn't kill them, Garrett.
2 feet away from my face.
And he's just
I
holding a
turn.
baseball bat.
I look over, and I lock eyes with this bee.
Oh my god.
It's just hovering there, going like this. And I swear to God, he had this look in his eye like, I'm back.
Yeah. He just has a baseball bat and he's just holding it, and then 3 other worker or carpenter bees are just there with baseball bats too, like wrapped in bandages.
Yeah. And one has like nails like stuck through the bat.
Yeah, the bat on the top, and one has a flag that says never forget.
Yeah. And the bee just goes, you know what I have to do, right? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And they start like battering me. So
You're like,
anyway,
will it be quick? They're like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Seth. Are you in your work shirt? Your worky work?
Huh?
Are you in your worky works?
You bet I am.
Well, hi. I'm on vacation.
Yeah, isn't it great that you get to start it this time? Isn't it fun? Isn't
Yeah.
it wonderful?
It's awesome.
Welcome to I Don't Give a Crap Gravy. This is
Finally.
This is the episode where we go to Patreon, and it's unedited, unfiltered, uncut.
Nobody wants that.
But do you know also what's unedited, unfiltered, and uncut? Whenever you give us a 5-star review and you click that like and subscribe button wherever you're listening, because that is the most authentic version of you by doing that.
Love it. That was good.
Thanks.
I was one of your best.
The rest of this podcast is all you, pal. You go right. Why are you in a fancy bed? What is going on here?
I am in a mansion
Okay.
in Amherst.
Okay, I am in I am
mansion.
like physically, like I'm in my house, but like social,
Spiritually?
emotionally, spiritually, I am in the gutter.
A Roman
You
dungeon.
Yes. You got to stop recording from your bed, dude. People are going to start getting the wrong ideas about this podcast when they go on YouTube.
About how you're dressing up for it.
How I'm dressing up and you're lying in a bed like an old spinster woman who has cholera.
I'm like, is this going on the internet again?
Is this going on the interweb?
Can we start doing this in telegraph form?
And then Fort Sumter gets attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 56 is just going to be beep, 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 beep,
Yeah,
beep,
yeah.
beep, beep.
Wait, hold on. Vicksburg. All right, write this down.
You're just holding your headphones and you're like, Garrett's saying, welcome to the not so Civil War.
Yeah. And then, okay, yep. I don't know how he did it, but somehow he telegraphed his wine glass splashing on someone else's white garments.
It says I'm in the South. It's not that friendly. And it's just Grant and Lee in Appomattox, and he's just
Yeah.
like, you fart face.
I'm getting some from Garrett. Beep, 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 beep. It's saying not so Southern hospitality.
Yeah. And then General Grant is like, I believe I will take my leave of this room, sir.
Yes.
Jumps on the horse, rides away.
That's great. That's
He
great.
turns to the south
You're-
and he's like, we get to keep it. Yeah.
You're at Appomattox, but you show up at Appomattox late. So you go and you're there, and for
papers
some
are
reason, you're siding with the South. We're gonna say not because of slavery, but just because of like, hey, Garrett joined late, so he wants to pick gray because it's his favorite color.
Yeah.
And General Grant's leaving, and they're all like walking away, or Lee gets on his horse and kind of nods his head, and he
Tips
just
his hat.
goes away, and you're like, huh, so did we win? Like, no.
The whole army at the same time just goes,
Yeah. So this guy.
and then the camera turns and I'm just spinning on a pike over a roasting fire.
Yeah. and you're
They're
just
like, we'll
looking
give
at
in to the
camera like,
South. They haven't eaten in 6 years.
Yeah, you're just going over
The
like,
war's been
all they've
going
eaten-
on for 4.
Yeah, you're like, all they've eaten is flaxseed and coffee. They deserve this.
Yeah.
So
Well,
why
yeah,
why
so
are you
I'm in-
why are you, Garrett? Why
My
are
family-
you?
I don't know. We have since this vacation started, we have stayed in 5 houses.
Are you still on vacation?
5 different places. Yeah. So
Have you been on this vacation this entire time?
Yeah. Yeah, since episode like 53, I think.
Wait, pause. So the last time we recorded, you were also on vacation?
The last time we recorded, I was
54?
Yeah. It was like the day I came home. And now we're back at it again.
Okay, I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought that was your house. So where are you now?
I came back for church.
You just fly in on like in the middle of your vacation and you have
hot
a
air
raccoon
balloon.
skin hat. Yeah, you just go scroll down the ladder right in the middle of service and you have like a raccoon skin hat. Like, I was in Tennessee.
Yeah. Except I'm wearing that like old fun garb from like Around the World in 80 Days with like that pompous looking hat with the cape.
Yes.
And I go down the balloon ladder, but like with your feet, how they do on the sides, go
Yeah.
and land on the platform, and I'm just like into the MD mic. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. All
Pastor
right.
Kevin's like,
can we start the click track? Start the click track? Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff. So
they're
where
like,
are
where's
you
the
located?
click? And then the iPad falls out of the hot air balloon and just smashes on the platform.
Yeah, and you hear me up from the hot air balloon like, I regret nothing, and then it just flies away. So where are you?
So I'm in a mansion. My family flew in. So
Okay.
we're in a giant house. We pulled up.
But where?
I'm
Where
in,
are
like,
you?
if you can see this, like I'm in like chambers. Like this is
That's-
like the bedroom
Okay.
chamber.
Okay, so
and,
you're
like,
thinking too deep here.
Over that way
wondering-
it's like 1,000-gallon jacuzzi tub.
Oh,
Like, and then that room is one of those. Have you ever seen Downton Abbey?
dude, I've seen every season of Downton
Yeah,
Abbey.
you know where
unashamedly.
Mr. Bates dresses. What's his name?
Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That room is right over there.
Oh, okay, that's great.
I walked in and it was Mr. Bates, and he's. I was like, I have a footman,
Yeah.
and he's like, right this way, Mr. Gitchell.
Next time on Downton Gitchell.
except I'm on the floor and he tied the tie too tight.
Yeah,
Kill me.
yeah, you're just there
just-
turning blue, and you just hear bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
That
little girl?
Yeah.
What's the girl's name? Who's the cook?
I don't know.
Daisy.
I don't know. There's so many of them.
The
dude.
15-year-old girl. She's like,
Yeah.
he lived too long as it was.
Yeah. He
I
lived
couldn't
too
let
long.
him live any longer.
He'd wanted his toasted cheese with 5 different cheeses. I just couldn't take it anymore. What
took leave
state
of this
are you
world.
in? What
I'm in
state
Ohio.
are you in? You're in Ohio. He keeps saying mansion, and then I'm like, okay, but where? And you're like, in the chambers, and you're showing
Yeah.
me around. I'm like, that's not what I'm asking. Where are you?
Yeah, so we found an Airbnb that was way, way too expensive. And
good.
it's in like southern Amherst, like way out here in the boonies.
Yeah. Southern
I'm
Amherst? Okay.
It's like, and I look around here, like we walked in and I was like, there's way too much money in this world.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like, all I want is $1,000. Can I please just
It's-
have that?
It's so funny you mentioned that because I recently, so my church wanted to celebrate a bunch of the graduates and they wanted to include me for getting my plus 40 post-master's degree credits.
Yeah.
So I'm on the stage. I know your pastor just cringed when I said stage. I'm on the stage and there's like 9 of us and like 6 of them are high school graduates.
Yeah.
And 3 of us are college ones. And I'm in the back and I'm talking to some of these guys. They're like, I told them because they were playing Clash of Clans, like this just recently graduated guy with his bachelor's and his brother who just graduated from high school. I'm like, oh yeah, I see you're at Town Hall 15. Yeah, no big deal. I just got a Town Hall 9 myself. Yeah.
You have something to be proud of now because you've been working at it nonstop, day and night, 24/7 since we started.
Dude, that is so true, man. I've been steering this ship through icy waters.
Did you see me give up on the comedy in our clan?
I did. I'm about to change the clan description.
Because nobody cares anymore. I tried for like 2 weeks to make people laugh, and then it's just like I'll say this joke like goblin, and they're like, goblin who? And it's like, goblin up those stars, know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's just silence, and and then I log in and it's just like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
It's the last thing that was said.
And you say another thing, you're like wizard. The next person's like, shut up, Garrett.
Yeah.
And I told
in
him
our
like,
actual phone chat too, I just have completely given up. Like people
It's
don't care.
okay.
So
we do. We're just there.
I know
it's a
you
long
do.
story.
But
Yeah,
I know you're not going to lump
live for
yourself
it.
in with me and sink on this sinking raft.
I won't. You will be in the bottom of the ocean floor on your own, and we will send scuba divers to come claim your body. So I'm talking to these guys who are playing Clash of Clans who are graduating, and I'm like, yeah, most of my clan, a lot of them are from Cleveland. I was like, oh, really? From Cleveland? They're like, we're from Cleveland. I'm like, really? I'm like, wait. A lot of people at this church, when they say they're from Cleveland, they say Lee University, and they say Cleveland, Tennessee, and I take out a switchblade, and I'm like, now you tell me so. Which Cleveland are you from? But they're like, yeah, we're from Cleveland. I'm like, seriously? Wow, that's great. I'm like, where? They're like, and they get exactly how I do because no one around here knows any suburbs around Cleveland. And they kind of like get a little shy. They're like, like 40 minutes west of Cleveland. And I get closer to them. I'm like, where?
Sandusky?
Because I know what they're talking about. I'm like,
right.
Where?
Yeah.
And they're like, does he know? They're like, Amherst. I'm like, I know where Amherst is. I'm like, North Ridgeville. They're like, oh, North Ridgeville. And then they're like, oh, North Ridgeville.
It's so funny, dude, because out in California, we don't like say the city. We just say California.
Yeah. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from Los Angeles.
Yeah, but it's like nobody's from LA.
Yeah, we always used to make fun of that. Remember? Yeah. It's like Phoenix. I'm from Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm from Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm from Cleveland. Yeah.
So anyway, we're out here and we're having a fun time, and there's a pool, and I'm walking around, and sometimes I get lost, and I have to find my way back to the bedrooms.
You know what we call that at Kings Island? We call that a 7C, a lost child.
Yeah. How's the job going? Any groundhogs on the tracks today?
We'll talk about that in a different segment. We'll continue with Garrett's in a mansion right now. Is it haunted? Yeah. I just picture you walking around with a vacuum. Okay, cool. Dun, 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 dun. And it slowly fades away and the watermark comes and says, Gixel's mansion.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the couch eating Doritos, this giant, enormous couch that sprawls across like 100 yards like through the living room. Yeah. I'm eating Doritos. And there's just this disembodied voice that's like, those are really fattening. Yeah. Like, shut up, Chives.
Yeah, it's a ghost that pops by. It's nearly headless Nate. It can't be Nick because of Harry Potter copyright. And then you look back at the ghost again. Yeah. He's like, I am nearly headless. And then Audrey opens the door and you just hear something hit the ground and roll. He's like, I am now completely headless. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I don't really have much else to say about it. It's just been crazy, dude. All the kids are just they're insane. The kids are now, none of them are babies anymore. Mm-hmm. So now the yelling has multiplied.
Oh, good.
There's four kids from my sister's family, and 2 from mine, and 1 monster.
Okay. Oh, and 1 monster.
Yeah,
that's good. They bring a cat or something?
No, they just combine like an anamorphic Power Ranger once they all get together, and they become like the Megazord of children.
Yeah, and like they're like making a full big body out of it. Yeah.
We want cheese.
Yeah. Cubed, please, sir. Yeah. Every time I picture like a song playing or worship happening in church, I just picture Graham on the ground trying to break dance now, ever since that library story.
Yeah, I had footage of it that I was going to show last episode because I took out my camera as he was doing it, but then as soon as I started filming, he turned around and lifted up his shirt like this.
Oh my gosh.
And I did that thing that parents do when they stop filming, like, okay, just like stop.
All right. Sensory overload.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to get home, dude. This room, this bedroom, this like chamber area is so big that our kids are sleeping in one of the rooms.
That's amazing.
So it's like, I don't even know what it's called. It's like I think this is supposed to be like the area adjacent to the jacuzzi tub. Like there's just like a room, like an area. The kids are sleeping in that. It's big enough for them to both sleep in there. But they don't sleep because they're so excited about being here. And they wake each other up. So like one of them just starts going like, and then Audrey and I just like kind of sit up in our beds because it's like we just know what the next thing is. Like the other kid is just going to start screaming and kicking. So I'm like, I don't know how much more I can take of this. Like we just need our own house, you know?
Well, you better get used to living in a place like that, because once this podcast takes off,
then we'll be rich.
That is where you're going to be living. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Seth, I'm so curious about how your summer job is going. Was that you screaming inside?
Sorry, yeah. It's the
you were screaming in your soul. That was just the overflow of it.
You know, in the Bible, how it says there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, me neither. That's not in the Book of Mormon. What are you talking about?
So, are you weeping or gnashing your teeth?
I am bothing.
Yeah. I got to participate in some of the fun as I drove by your job. Biscuits, I texted Seth a picture of Orion, the roller coaster I really want to go on. And I texted Seth and I was like, I'm going to text him. He's probably doing nothing at work right now. And I said, hey, can you get me in? Because at that point I thought I just pictured you still operating the ride.
Right.
Like in that little booth, like.
Number one, I am not a ride operator. I'm in communications.
So I found that out in that text when you were like, yeah, what I'm actually going to do is send them and send to the front gate and make sure you don't get in.
Yeah. I am in communications. So what I do is I just sit behind a desk and take calls and put it in so people can dispatch it. Today was freaking insane.
Bonkers.
Today was crazy.
And this is coming from the last conversation of you telling me that there was a groundhog on the tracks.
Yeah.
And or a person having a heart attack.
I got a phone call today. They're like, hey, it's such and such, and I'm located at this area. And some guests are complaining that there's a hurt bird just up in the rafters. And
was
I'm just
it an
like,
eagle?
I don't know. And I'm just like, because at that point it was 3:00 and I got off at 4, so I didn't care.
It's just a bald eagle, and he has an American flag stabbed through his heart. Like the flagpole is through his heart, and he's like,
yeah, he's like,
and you're like, there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, and they're like, he's hurt, and there are other birds that are attacking him.
Yeah.
The guests are complaining, and they're kind of put off by it. Is there any way we can send somebody down? And I'm like, I'll put it in the system. And I just hang up.
Is that you don't leave your office, right? You just like hear the call and do your best to like aid them with the radio.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And that's all I do. And
is there any way that one of these times you could actually go down there and deal with it yourself, like with a cape?
If I go down to deal with it myself, I'm just going to take out a white glove, and as like the guest is complaining to me, it's like a cotton white glove, and I'm just slowly putting it on one finger at a time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And I'm putting it one at a time, and I'm like admiring it. And I like checked some dust on the ride as they're complaining to me about something. And I do like one of those things with my fingers, and then I take it off and I just slap them with it. Yeah. And I'm like, have I aided you?
Yeah.
And they just shut up.
And then a butler
like,
shows up with a towel in his arm as you turn, and he's like, he's taking his leave to his Lunchables.
Yes. Very good shot, Mr. Myers. Very good shot. I'm like, thank you. We had 2 seizures. And also
that took a turn.
Yeah. Welcome to every phone call I have. And then a part of the park lost electricity because Duke Energy fumbled the ball completely.
Like so parts with rides going?
It was actually the water park. The water park did.
That doesn't need power.
The water was still going. Because someone came in, they're like, is the water still going? And we're like, yeah. They're like, well, then all right, we're not closing Soak City. But yeah, the power went out for a part of Soak City. The AC is out because of Duke Energy. Because they screwed up.
You mean like in the stores?
Yeah, and everywhere else.
Or just in general in the park because it's under a dome somehow.
AC is, it's just dinosaurs walking around in between rides. They're like, welcome to the dome.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Triceratops
really?
Just swipes a guest with its tail.
Yeah. It's hot, huh? Yeah. Did you know back in the Jurassic period, it was always hot?
Yeah. I think that's what they said right after the meteor struck.
Yeah, it's a little toasty around here. So 2 people had seizures. Those are the big things I can remember. And then, Duke Energy crashed. So then Soak City was out of electricity. And then the AC, the HVAC completely went out of the park, I believe, because of that. And I just have a fan blowing on me the entire time. Like, oh, yeah, you're out of AC?
Yeah, because you don't
Why
have
don't you
AC in
try
your
one
booth?
of these?
Yeah.
I don't have a booth. I'm in an office space.
Oh, nice.
Office space.
I don't know why I pictured you in a ticket booth, just sitting there, like, just waving customers away. Yeah. Like, go, you're in.
Come on. You don't have to show me your pass. I don't care. Gold pass? You mean just come right in?
Yeah.
No pass? You mean just come right in?
Yeah,
No.
same deal.
Yeah.
You're going to climb the fence anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how my job went. And then it was like 12 o'clock and I'm like, I stand up and I'm like, be right back. Got to make a Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
I have a Hot Pocket. I sit back down. Kings Island Communication. This is Seth.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just eat it and it just burns
Yeah.
your tongue. You're like, son of a gun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're going to need security where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get to put little knickknacks on your desk?
Yeah, I just have to take them away after every time I leave.
Okay.
Because we share desks. I just sit at the desk and I unfurl the American flag and hang it up. I'm like, you best know I'm not taking this thing down.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good today. It's like 85, 86 degrees down here right now. It's been in the 60s and 70s.
Gosh.
I hear you keep complaining
It's
about
been
how
in
it
the
hasn't gotten out of
40s.
40s and 50s in Cleveland. And down here, it's like, yeah, it's a nice 73 and sunny.
It's balmy in the South.
Yeah, it's great. We're not in the South. Garrett, I can't stand. It's balmy in the South.
I posted a social media thing, a complaining social media thing.
I saw.
You saw it?
I saw that.
It was all of the United States with a tiny red circle
and the green
in anger, like anger circles, and it was 51 in Cleveland, and then even up in Maine it was like 73.
Yeah.
New York 69.
It's amazing.
And I was like, why? And then
I
Leah
saw-
was like, we don't live in Siberia, because I posted like from Siberia.
Yeah.
And I literally responded back to her and I was like, I'm going to show her. And I checked the weather and it was 54
In Siberia?
in Siberia.
Oh,
and
nice.
I sent her a
Yeah.
picture. I was like, it's better weather there.
Yeah. When you posted that, I was like, I'm not going to attack because it's a wounded antelope and hyenas are surrounding him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let this one go.
You're just going to let nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
just on the African plain and I'm just
Yeah.
like dying because there's a spear through my neck. And you're just there with like a cell phone and you're like, I'm just going to let nature take its course.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
hop
like,
into
you
the safari jeep and just.
And you just hear me going, neck with spear, not going to make it. Nature take its course. Need new co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
would
So when
miss
I saw your, oh heck yeah. When I saw your Facebook post, I'm like, nope. He's already wounded himself.
Yeah.
Better let nature take its course.
Just let
here.
the hyenas eat him alive.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't need to say a thing.
By the way, I signed before this. I signed into Jack Trip just for memories.
Oh.
Because Biscuits, you may not know, but we switched over from our beloved Jack Trip, which Seth hated, to Zoom now, which is fine. But sometimes I miss it, so I signed in, and it did that little loading thing. There was like,
Yeah.
and there's a new
little
thing
red
since
line.
we've left that says you're in the green room.
Oh.
And I waited and waited and
Yeah.
waited, and
Yeah.
it was like 5 minutes, and I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I don't miss this.
Yeah. I hate Jack Trip, dude.
Yeah.
One day Jack Trip's going to be on the gallows. And one day Jack Trip's going to be on the gallows like in the Wild West. And
Yeah.
it's going to be standing there, hands clasped behind his back with a human body, except its head is just the Jack Trip logo.
Yeah.
And it's going to... And the
saxophone
gallow
thing.
person, the gallow person's like, does anybody have any last words for Jack Trip before we send him to eternity?
Yeah.
And you hear someone running in the back with a paper. They're like, wait, I have a pardon from the governor. Wait,
Yeah.
And they get blown away, and you just
Yeah.
see me with a shotgun that's the barrel smoke, and I'm like, you may continue.
Not in my town.
Yeah.
and then they pull the lever, chukung, and it's
Yeah.
like, and then you just see this shotgun like, pew, and it turns to
Yeah.
me, and I'm in a Zorro mask,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I wanted to save it.
Yeah. And I'm chasing after you like, get Joel! You would save Jack Trip in my own execution fantasy of it. Thank you, Gitchell. I appreciate it. You have a little Zorro mask on.
Yes.
Except it's not a Zorro mask. It's the Phantom of the Opera mask.
Yeah.
And you're like, we used this a couple episodes ago, and times are tough, so we're using it again.
Yeah, we need it again. Zooms down.
We can't even afford new props in our own segment cutaways.
Yeah.
We have to use the same ones from other ones.
Even in our fantasies, we're poor.
Yeah. They're like, is that just a person from 1887 is looking up like, is that just a Phantom of the Opera mask?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's not our cutaway.
Yeah. Was the only one left at Spirit stores.
Yeah, great. Spirit story. Did you see on the top thrill too, like how someone hung like a fake like Spirit of Halloween thing on it?
No.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's great, dude.
I need to go on that.
Yeah. All right, Garrett. So you have quite the
Problems
history.
with animals.
Yeah, let's just cut to the chase. So what happened this time?
Okay. So the other day, we've been emerging from our shells, because in Cleveland we get forced indoors for 8 months.
I don't know what this we think, guys. Garrett has been living in Cleveland for 9 years.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
So in the spring we don't usually know if we're gonna have good weather or not. But the other day was a good weather day, and we go out and we have a you've never seen it, have you? We have like a legit nice playground in our backyard. Like
I have seen it. You showed me the video of your kids running around. Yeah, your daughter slapped your arm really hard.
Yeah. Okay, I'll show a picture of it so you guys know. So we got this thing from Highland when it shut down, and it was $800 to install it. So it wasn't like free, but we were like, okay, Audrey's going to be running like a school out of our house, for a while, and our kids will want it, so it'll be a good investment. And we've already made it back.
Right.
But I noticed the other day that there was a carpenter bee. And they like wood.
You just hear it nailing some boards together and stuff. It's like, we gotta get this swing set ready before the children come home. Yeah. You see an angry bee customer just floating along with it, like, I don't like the way my swing set turned out.
Yeah.
And the carpenter bee's like, hold on. Let me call in my apprentice. Jesus of Nazareth, carpenter bee, can you please come over here? And it's just a bee, carpenter bee with a big beard. He's like, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, they say you messed up the swing set. He's like, and no, my child.
He hushes the crowd and raises his arms, and he's like, children cannot have fun on swings alone.
Yeah. He's like,
and I'm like, no, God, these carpenter bees are annoying. And then Audrey turns over, and it's a carpenter bee with a butt crack.
And the Pharisee bees are just like, oh, Jesus of Nazareth, carpenter bee. Yeah. And their buzzing just gets like, so, and someone I'm sorry, I have to keep going with this. Someone goes up to the carpenter bee. It's like, and they go to another bee. They're like, you, Simon bee, do you know this carpenter Jesus bee? He's like, never seen him.
Oh boy.
Man.
So so this carpenter bee starts buzzing, and then I'm just like, oh, that's not a good sign. And then a few minutes later, I notice the kids are like cowering. They're going like, that thing that kids do when they're scared, and like Graham's
or
like,
you mean like what I do? Yeah, what I do when Shelby says, "Let's go for a walk."
Arrives home.
Ahead. Yeah.
She's really nice. So I look over, and there's like 4 more that have like arrived, and I'm like, oh, they want the wood. So I go to the kids, and I'm like calming them down, and like Elle's like scared. Graham's even more scared because I mean, you've seen these things. They're like an inch and a half big, and they don't and they're not quiet. They're like zzz, and they like go up right next to them and start buzzing around. And Graham's like, oh, and I'm like trying to tell them like, oh, it's okay. Carpenter bees don't bite. They're fine. They're our friends. And he's just like, oh, really? And I'm like, look, see, you walk up to them, like, see what they do. And he walks up, and this bee is just like, and just like flies away, and then goes into the beam that's right next to us and burrows in.
Oh.
And he's like, oh yeah, they are our friends. And I'm like, yeah, see. And Elle's like, friends, bees are friends. And I'm like, you are so cute. I love you so much. And then they run off and play. And then I'm like, bees are our friends, yeah. And they run away and play. And I go to the shed, and I pull out one of those WD-40 things.
Yes,
like that stick.
I knew it. Yes.
And I walk over, and I stick the nozzle into the thing, and I'm like, until the grease is just dripping out. And I'm like,
and you see one trying to crawl out.
They might be our friends.
It's like, help. You're like,
yeah. So I'm like, they might be our friends, but they're not going to be our friends.
That was the biggest plot twist ever. Like, they're our friends. And then you go from a smile to a really big gray frown. Yeah. And then you go walking.
The darkness just covers. Yeah. And I put on a Heisenberg hat.
I was going to say Heisenberg hat. I'm not even kidding. I'm so happy.
I stick in the nozzle, and I'm like, say my name.
Yeah.
I am the danger.
Yeah. You're like, I am the one who sprays the WD-40. Yeah.
So an hour later, we're swinging, right? And I'm pushing the kids on the swing.
Okay, now mind you, as this is happening, an hour later, you're pushing your kids, and just in the background, you see these like 11 other Carpenter bees taking the Jesus of Nazareth bee and putting him in this makeshift tomb on your property as your kids are swinging.
A tiny tomb, a tiny rock tomb.
Yeah, a tiny tomb.
And the guard soldiers just go,
yeah,
and like put a spear next to it. And the women are weeping.
Yeah, and your kids are just swinging. There's a whole subplot. There's an A plot and a B plot to this entire thing right now.
Yeah. So then an hour later, I'm pushing the kids on the swing, like one hand.
Right.
Because there's 2 swings.
Sure.
Actually, there's 3 on this thing. And I like have this like feeling in my stomach. You know what I mean? Like something bad's about to happen.
Yeah.
And as soon as I feel that, I hear this to my left. Oh my
gosh.
And I look over, and there is a carpenter bee dripping.
Because WD-40 doesn't kill them, Garrett.
2 feet away from my face.
And he's just holding a baseball bat.
I look over, and I lock eyes with this bee.
Oh, my God.
It's just hovering there, going like this. And I swear to God, he had this look in his eye like, I'm back.
Yeah. He just has a baseball bat and he's just holding it. And then 3 other carpenter bees are just there with baseball bats too, like wrapped in bandages.
Yeah. And one has like nails like stuck through the bat.
Yeah. The bat on the top, and one has a flag that says never forget.
Yeah. And the bee just goes, you know what I have to do, right? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And they start like battering me. So
you're like,
anyway,
will it be quick? They're like,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. It'll be very painful.
Yeah.
And they just like there's just like this like a conglomeration of bees carrying a WD-40 can, like 20 bees, just like
yeah. And then meanwhile, as the guard bees of the tomb are watching all this, the tomb just slowly rolls.
Slowly goes open.
And the Nazareth bee, and he looks around, he's like, great, they're distracted. And he just flies. This is great.
No, I was going to say that the Jesus bee awakens to defeat death.
Yeah.
And conquer death.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, I did this. Yeah. I need to accept the consequences. I don't know what carpenter bees do to you, but I feel like it's not good.
You're just in a car.
Instead, he just goes zzz, and flies away into like a tree. And I was so like,
passive.
I was like, did he just send me a message? Like, why would he do that? Like fly up right next to my face and like hover there. Unless
he's getting his family.
Yeah. So next part of the story, I walk out a few days later.
I pictured
20 carpenter bees.
Oh my gosh, I knew it. Yes, that's what
buzzing
I pictured. Yeah.
All around the play structure.
Defiantly. Yeah, there's like a bee rave going on. There's like strobe lights and everything.
And I was like, what I just had to do it. Yeah. I had to do the So anyway, I take a yardstick.
Oh my gosh, Garrett, just get spray. Just get spray.
And as the kids are on the playground, by the way. They're in the little cubby part of it, and the bees are buzzing around, and I have this look of horror on me.
Because you tricked them, because you said bees are friends.
Yes, and Elle is like, our friends. And they're like all buzzing around.
No.
And so I walk up with a yardstick.
Yeah.
And I just go, whack!
Oh
and
gosh, Garrett.
It sounded and felt like a marble. Like, imagine hitting a marble with a yardstick on the end. It made the whack, like the same sound as it would if you knocked a marble into left field.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, all right, this is me. And I pictured Anakin when he like all of the younglings, or what are they called?
Oh my gosh, no.
And I'm like, I killed them.
Yeah.
Every last one.
And not just the men, but the women. And the children
bees too.
And all the while, the Nazareth bee, the Jesus Nazareth bee, is just flying around with the disciples, like, They're on just a boat in a little
Turn
pond
the
after
other
it
cheek.
rained. Yes, and he's like walking on water. He's like, "No, John, you must have faith."
Yeah. As I'm just murdering all of the other.
Yeah.
So I whacked about 20 bees.
Yeah. Okay.
And as the first one I hit, Graham heard, and he turns to me. And the second one I smacked, and he saw it, and he burst into tears.
Because
and
they're
he
your
goes,
friends.
"Those are my friends."
Oh my gosh, Garrett.
And I'm like, I don't want your friends, to destroy our playground. Because if they burrow in enough, they will eventually, like termites, like they will eat all of the wood.
Right.
So I'm like, I have made way too much of a mess of this than I needed to.
So the conclusion is, you're just like, all right, back away, and you just take a thing of gasoline and you just start pouring around the entire playground. Yeah, and you're like, well, I made my bed far too tight, and you light a match, you just throw it,
and I throw it, but the wind blows it onto my house.
Yeah, and you're like,
Audrey, we're moving.
Yeah, we're leaving. And
extend the Amherst house.
Yeah, on Zillow, it's just the property with a burned down house. You're like, well, whatever, how big your property is, and then it's just a fully functional playground in the background.
Yeah,
in front
but
of behind a burn house.
But instead of the address, it just says Carpenter Bee Colony.
Yeah, with playground.
Oh man. All right, folks, it's that time again. It's time for news from around.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're keeping that.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it.
Okay. This is why Fox 19 won't or Fox 8 in your area won't hire us.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it. All right, that's it. That's how it went.
That's good.
However these things go, that's just how they're gonna go.
It's just how it is, brother.
If you're listening for the first time, that was supposed to say news from around the world with an echo.
Yeah, Garrett accidentally. He usually falls down a well, but I think someone caught him.
Yeah, I don't know.
This time.
I don't know. It's a cheap thing. Okay. Anchorage, Alaska. In Alaska, a man was pinned face down in an icy creek by a 700-pound boulder for 3 hours. He survived the ordeal with only minor injuries, thanks in part to his wife's quick thinking and a lot of luck. So
what was it?
I feel like this is not news in Alaska.
But no,
you're like, oh wow, no one got pinned down by a boulder today.
Huh? Interesting. Well, then what are we paying our fire department levies for? But what did his wife do? What did she do? Quick thinking. I want to know.
I think it's in here. Kel Morris's wife held his head above water to prevent him from drowning while waiting for rescuers to arrive after Morris was pinned by the boulder, which crashed into him during a hike near a remote glacier.
Oh.
His second stroke of luck, I don't know what that means, came when a sled dog tourism company that operates on the glacier overheard a 911 dispatch and offered up its helicopter. Wait,
what?
They have a helicopter? We
Why?
are in the
They're
wrong
a sled
business.
Company. What are we doing right now?
We could be in Alaska right now on grass. With sled dogs.
You hear your phone just ding, and it's like, need an Uber to blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, I can do you one better.
Yeah,
and then in front of their house, a helicopter just comes down with you and me in it.
And drops the sled dog and the sled down on just bare grass. But we still have the parkas.
Yeah.
And we're like, mush! And we hit the customer instead.
Yeah, we're like, what? You thought you'd get in the helicopter? No, that's just to transport the sled. But we're still putting it on the price for you.
Yeah, we're still charging helicopter.
You.
Yeah. Once rescuers arrived, it took 7 men and an inflatable airbag to lift the boulder off as he drifted in and out of consciousness. Of course, 700 pounds of boulder. Morris, 61. I don't know why they waited till now to share his age. I was picturing like a guy in his early 40s. Yeah. Yeah. Said he realized he's probably the luckiest man alive, and luckier that I have such a great wife. So I love how guys always are trying to impress and get brownie points for their wives because they're always trying to dig themselves out of the doghouse. Yeah, every dude. There isn't. Okay, so like in marriage, you've been married 5 years. I will allow you to now share your sage wisdom. It's been 5 years. Yeah, all you single biscuits. One does not simply
leave the doghouse. From the
One
moment you
only
say,
wishes he can leave the doghouse.
The moment you say, I do, and you kiss her and you turn to the congregation, you have already entered the doghouse.
You just hear nails, like nailing together pieces of wood, and you just turn and it's a doghouse. And she's like, yep, that's where you're sleeping.
Yeah, you just get to go to the nicer rooms of the doghouse.
Yeah.
When you're in her good graces.
By the way, this man is never going to live this down. Every single time, like they're in the store having an argument, like, I want sun chips. And she's just like, you wouldn't be saying this right now if I hadn't been there to get the boulder off of you.
Dude, that is so freaking true.
Before the hike,
well, what have you ever done for me?
Oh, I don't know.
Just points to the boulder. Yeah.
There's a framed picture above the mantelpiece with the fire roaring.
The boulder
just lives in a boulder. Like
the boulder just lives in the house down.
Yeah.
Lives in the house down. Lives in the house now. And it's just pouring coffee. It's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. She's chiseled in the side to 2025 spring.
Yeah.
Where the heck was I? Before the hike, Morris said he noticed dangerous boulders, some weighing up to 1,000 pounds, along the bank of a creek, and avoided them the best he could until he ran into an area where he couldn't avoid them any longer. You don't say. I love the way that news people write this, like, until one fell directly on top of him.
Yeah. They ask, hey, so what you doing up here in Alaska anyway? Where are you from? The boulder's like, oh, I'm just from Colorado.
Yeah. And he's still trapped under it. The news reporters are holding up the mic.
Yeah. There's a boulder in Colorado, right?
There is, and it's very expensive.
Oh, okay.
When it first happened, I was doubtful that there was going to be a good outcome, Morris said.
You don't say.
That hails back to our episode with Mike Babbitt.
Yeah.
Which, do you remember the episode of that? What episode was it?
I don't remember. It's the one that says break a leg or 21 ribs or whatever. 38.
Listen to that episode.
I think it's 38.
Yeah. When Mike was describing his bike accident, his motorcycle accident, he was like, and then I was upside down in the air, and I was looking upside down at my motorcycle, and I said, well, this isn't good.
Yeah, I said, well, this isn't good.
Yeah, and then I got wedged in between a tire and a bike, and I said, well, that's not good.
Gosh, it's so painful.
The short trial of Svetlana Dali concluded with a guilty finding on a stowaway charge last Tuesday. So I feel like stowaway isn't that like a pirate crime? Like,
Gary, you can stow away on anything.
Is that not like, that can't be like a regular crime, like stowing away on something?
No, it's definitely, you can like jump on a train or in a plane or something like that, or a boat. I feel like
that belongs with like, he committed high treason on high seas, now he's walking the plank. Like a stowaway on a ship or something.
I picture you saying that, and you're on a Somali pirate ship, and they all just look at you, and then you just see you from the view of like the boat, which is far away, and you see this thing fall into the water. Yeah.
Oh no, they all lift their guns at once to try and murder me, and the captain just waves them off, and he's like, no, we already tried to kill him.
Yeah, he won't die.
It was a waste of bullets.
Yes, he's hostage.
Yeah, he's hostage now.
Yeah.
Jury selection and opening statements were held last Tuesday, and Dolly took the stand on Wednesday. The judge did not immediately set a sentencing date. Dolly faces up to 6 months in prison, according to her sentencing guidelines. To date, she has already been in custody for more than 5 months. Surveillance shows Dolly, a 57-year-old Russian citizen with U.S. residency, glomming into a group of ticketed passengers as they passed 2 Delta Airlines staffers who were checking tickets and didn't notice Dolly. Bull crap. Yeah, have you ever tried to sneak onto a plane or seen an opportunity to?
Not in post 9/11 America.
Yeah, no, this is now.
Yeah.
I cannot believe this woman snuck by that counter. Like, those people are so vigilant and like sticklery. Like, they will not even let you take a bag that weighs more than 10 pounds. Like,
yeah, you just see like a version of it, and you hear ba-dum, ba-dum. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. And she's like going under the thing, and all of a sudden she goes bam, and she like stops at her desk, and the guard's like, look, and then they walk away, and you hear bam, ba-dum, ba-bam, 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 bam, bam. Yeah.
She then strolls with the group onto the air bridge to a plane bound for Charles de Gaulle airport in Paris.
Oh my!
So not only is she sneaking onto like some podunk place, this is like New York.
Yeah,
and she's sneaking into an international flight. Like, how?
Good God. Good God.
In court, Dolly said she walked onto the plane without being asked for a boarding pass, though acknowledged that she didn't have one in the first place. Really? This is obviously happening in court, so she's like being over like descriptive. Prosecutors said Dolly had initially been turned away from a security checkpoint at JFK by the Transportation Security Administration. That's TSA.
Yeah.
They spelled out the whole thing.
By the
TSA.
Yeah.
Official
Transportation Security of America.
The TSA official after Transportation Security Administration. After she was unable to show a boarding pass, but was able to join a special security lane for airline employees and masked by a large Air Europa flight crew. She made it to the area where she was screened and patted down. So she was patted down. She just made it past the part where she had to show her ticket.
Oh my gosh.
Then she went to the Delta Gate. FBI or CIA, hire this woman immediately.
Seriously, like, good God.
How did she do this? I don't understand how it's possible.
I don't know.
On the plane, prosecutors say that she hid in a bathroom so she wouldn't be discovered by Delta crew members until the plane was nearing Paris. So she obviously timed it. So that's what's even more amazing. She went into the bathroom, closed the door, and stayed in there the whole flight.
How do you do that?
She didn't have a seat.
Other people are going to have to use the restroom, though. Like, how did she get away with that?
But there's two. On an international flight, there's usually two, like, bathrooms. And some have, like, double-deckers.
Yeah, but they're still, like, in the... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm assuming people just walk up to the door and just go, oh, occupied, and go to the next one.
Yeah.
She claimed that she went in there because she was feeling sick. Okay.
Sick of those airline prices.
Am I right?
Am I right? FBI immediately just goes to where you're at and where I'm at, and then you see our faces on YouTube just slam to the table. So like, you're coming with us.
Yeah. She was eventually flown back to New York. So she didn't make
shipped.
It. Yeah. Because apparently in Paris, they actually watch their airports.
Yeah, good.
During 2 hours of questioning by an FBI agent, Dolly said that she flew to France because she had to leave the U.S., where she said police refused to protect her from people who were poisoning her. Oh, so she's crazy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, how else, Garrett, would
people
you do
are poisoning
this?
Me. Please send me to Paris. And the cops are like, why?
I loved your response. You're like, because she claimed that people were trying to poison her. Oh, she's crazy.
Yeah. Dolly was initially released after her arrest with an electric monitoring system. So, like, around her ankle.
Great.
But then she was arrested again in Buffalo, New York, after she cut off the monitor and tried to enter a Canadian flight.
Oh my God! Yep.
So she tried it again.
Why didn't she just like? Okay, so here's my thing. Canada, don't be mad at me, even though you have plenty of good reasons to be mad at us.
Yeah.
Just get in someone's car or the trunk, and then just go or walk into Canada, and then just.
It's so easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why are you trying?
There's like miles and miles. Sorry, kilometers and kilometers.
Thank you.
Of endless, endless wilderness that you can just walk across, and nobody will care.
Yeah.
It's getting in. That's the problem. Wait a second. This woman's trying to leave with every ounce of effort that she has in her body and soul. Aren't people trying to like get into this country?
So here's what I'm saying.
Right
Mexico
now?
Will take you.
Why aren't we letting her just go?
I don't know.
Why is the United States clawing her back into the States? Like, no, you will stay here.
Because she'll be an illegal immigrant, which will be like really bad optics.
No, but they're trying to keep her here. Like they brought her back from Paris. They brought her back from Canada. They're like, nope, you're going to stay here in Buffalo.
Yeah, you're going to stay right here in Buffalo, New York, and you're going to go to the Millard Fillmore Historical Museum.
Yeah. Like, I can't take any more art. I have to go to Paris where I can choose to go to the Louvre.
There aren't any buffalo here.
Yeah. And that's it for news from around the world.
It worked this time.
It worked.
All right, Banter Biscuits, if you're wondering why this episode's so short, because we're done. So if you have any...
Oh man, ain't that the
Garrett's
truth?
on vacation, and I have another full day of work tomorrow. Yeah,
my family is literally around the table right now downstairs in the dining chambers.
Yeah,
the great hall that
he's about.
The great hall that was on Beauty and the Beast, with all the forks diving into the.
Yeah, and once you're done, Audrey's gonna look at you and be like, "We're ready to walk through." If you have any,
come here.
Oh wait, do we have a guest before we close
have a guest?
this?
Yeah, we have a guest on the show. Hey, Al,
is this a
here.
niece or nephew? Oh, it's your daughter. Oh, she doesn't want to see me. Oh,
she literally waved me away. I said, "Come here," and she did this.
No, be gone with you. If you guys are just as fed up with this episode as we are, real quick, just hit the like and subscribe button wherever you're listening to. Give us a 5-star review, and maybe Garrett will come back home.
Yeah. And don't try to get away from America. They will send you right back. Was that Russian or Parisian? Okay, bye.
I'm done.